0.
You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this online leadership training by Cascade Transformatics. It's a great pleasure to have you on board in this time of the year. My name is Martin Sifine, and I will be moderating today's training on becoming a transformational leader. The major focus of this training is to understand who a transformational leader is and how we can become one. So once again, I welcome you all to this training platform. At Cascade Transformatics Ltd, we are committed to encouraging Africans to continuously create innovative ideas, grow, and embark on self-development and capacity building. Our programs reflect this commitment, as well as the diverse backgrounds and cultures of our instructors, trainers, and participants alike. Our mission at Cascade Transformatics Ltd is to provide quality courses and a friendly learning environment. We focus on empowering people by providing the necessary tools and knowledge to help reach their goals. With our unique, practical, and straightforward approach, participants can begin applying their new skills just immediately after a session of training with us, at least at the basis. We also offer an unmatched variety of courses and programs created for individuals or groups of all ages, status, backgrounds, and academic levels. We offer trainings, services for all sectors of human endeavor, such as in the agricultural sector, the mining sector, the power and energy sector, the oil and gas, the construction industry, in the environmental management and sustainability practices, and so on. We also help build capacities for procurement officers, project execution managers, leadership skills, managerial skills, IT and ICT skills, and all forms of vocational trainings. Also, we help organizations in staff training and capacity building. We also render services to organizations who would like to sponsor some group of people in building capacity in different areas of specialization, maybe as part of their corporate social responsibility or so. So you can contact Cascade for all the following services. So for this meeting today, I will be introducing us to some housekeeping rules that I would like us to follow so we can have a successful section. The first is that you mute yourself and put off your videos. This is in order to curtail all forms of distraction and confusion in the training ground. Secondly, we would like you to prepare your questions as a part of effective learning and tender your questions or suggestions in the chat box below. And don't forget to indicate your name in full and your organization so that we can identify you in the course of the training. All right, having said all that, I would like to introduce our trainer for today to make our presentation in the person of Mrs. Babatunde Ritas. Mrs. Ritas has been a leadership speaker for years now. She motivates the young, the old, the male, and the women folk in most of her seminars and trainings on how to become a transformational leader who can pioneer positive innovations in their various fields of endeavor. She is also an educationist, a postgraduate researcher, and a guardian and counselor for youths and women. You are welcome, Mrs. Rita. Please, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Martins, for that introduction. Good day, everyone. You're welcome. Today, we're going to start with this topic, becoming a transformational leader. Becoming a transformational leader. And it is expected that at the end of this training, participants should be able to define who transformational leaders are, how can one become a transformational leader, who transformational leaders are at the end of the day, at the end of this training. That is what I expect you to know and be able to define effectively. Then how can one become a transformational leader? Transformational leaders are usually described as enthusiastic, passionate, genuine, and energetic. These leaders are not just concerned about helping the group achieve its goals, they also care about helping each member of the group reach his or her own full potential. Transformational leaders are positive, empowering, and inspiring. They value followers and inspire them to perform better. So, what can you do to embrace these valued leadership qualities and become a stronger and more effective leader? That is what we want to deliberate about today. Let's start with the components of transformational leaders. According to Barr's interpretation, he identified 4 separate elements that make up a transformational leader, which became known as the 4 I's. These were idealized influence, that is II, intellectual stimulation, IS, inspirational motivation, IM, and individualized consideration. These 4 elements were crucial if a leader wished to inspire, nurture, and develop their followers. And I'm going to be taking each of these components one after the other. The first is idealized influence. This refers to the ways in which transformational leaders exert their influence within a group. These leaders are deeply respected by their team due to the example that they set up for others. Behind this, they provide a clear vision and a sense of belonging, which encourages individuals to buy into the long-term objectives of the organization and drives them to achieve their own goals. Therefore, these individuals act as powerful role models, and their followers copy or imitate them as they wish to become a leader based around the example set. Secondly, we have the intellectual stimulation. Transformational leaders create a diverse and open environment within which they encourage others to innovate and to form new ideas for the organization and themselves. They seek other paths to goals which stray from the norm and openly push others to challenge their own beliefs and values, as well as those of the company. This is why this style of leadership can play such an influential role in changing and strategic planning. Thirdly, inspirational motivation. Transformational leaders play an important role in improving performance by working to raise true team morale, through motivational techniques, and acting as inspiration for their followers. They are happy to communicate their high expectations to individual followers and motivate them on a singular level to gain their commitment to a shared organizational or team belief. When the individual is committed to organizational goals, it intrinsically encourages them to work harder to reach these objectives. When combined with the individual influence that transformational leaders exert, inspirational motivation helps make up this leader's charisma. Then the last component here is individualized consideration. Transformational leaders actively work to create a diverse environment and support environment where individual differences are respected and celebrated. They will know each of their followers individually and will happily listen to any concerns or need that their team members may have. They will act as mentors and coaches for team members and inspire them to achieve more and to be more. This individual effort is key to achieving the best result and creating future leaders. So now, how can one become a transformational leader? How do we become a great or transformational leader? And also think about ways, because as we go on, I want you to keep thinking about ways that you can implement the strategies I'm going to be talking about in your daily lives. I'm going to start by saying this. The first thing to do is understand your leadership style. Understanding your current leadership style is very, very essential. What are your strengths? Which areas need some improvements? And one way to start assessing your skills is to take a leadership style quiz to get a general idea of how you lead. And this can be done if requested. We can mail it to you and you use it to check yourself. Once you have completed the quiz, read about the major characteristics of your dominant style and ask these questions. Are these qualities helping or hindering my leadership? Once you have determined which area needs some work, you can begin looking for ways to improve your leadership abilities. Second one we have here is encourage creativity. Intellectual stimulation is one of the leadership qualities that define transformational leaders. Followers need to be encouraged to express their creativity. Effective leaders should offer new challenges with ample support to achieve these goals. One way to foster creativity is to offer challenges to group members, making sure that the goals are within the gaps of their ability. The purpose of this type of exercise is to get people to stretch their limits, but not become discouraged by barriers to success. The next point is serve as a role model. Idealized influence is another of the 4 key components of transformational leader we talked about earlier. Transformational leaders exemplify the behaviors and characteristics that they encourage in their followers. They walk the walk and talk the talk. As a result, group members admire these leaders and work to emulate these behaviors. Research suggests that leaders are able to foster a specific belief and then transmit that inspiration to their followers. As a result, followers are optimistic and have high standards for performance and achievements. If you want to become a better leader, work on modeling the qualities that you would like to see in your team members. The next point is be passionate. Be passionate. Would you love to look to someone for guidance and leadership if they do not really care about the goals of the group? Of course not. Great leaders are not just focused on getting group members to finish tasks. No, they have a genuine passion and enthusiasm for the projects they work on. You can develop this leadership quality by thinking of different ways you can express your zeal. Let people know that you care about their progress. When one person shares something with the rest of the group, be sure to tell them how much you appreciate such contributions. That is, be passionate. The next one is listen and communicate effectively. Another important quality of transformational leader involve a focus on providing one-on-one communication with group members. Transformational leadership is effective when leaders are able to communicate their vision to followers, who then feel inspired and motivated by this vision. Good leaders should express sincere care and concern for the members of their group, both verbally and non-verbally, by keeping the lines of communication open. These leaders can ensure that group members feel able to make contributions and receive recognition for their achievements. The next is possess a positive attitude. Transformational leaders have an upbeat, optimistic attitude that serves as the source of inspiration for followers. If leaders seem discouraged or apathetic, members of the group are likely to also become uninspired. Even when things look blank and your followers start to feel disheartened, try to stay positive as a leader. This does not mean viewing things through rose-colored glasses. It simply means maintaining a sense of optimism and hope in the face of challenges. How can I become a transformational leader? That can be done by encouraging people to make contributions. Let the members of your team know that you welcome their ideas. Leaders who encourage involvement from group members are often referred to as democratic or participative leaders. While they retain the final say over all decisions, they encourage team members to take an active role in coming up with ideas and plans. Research has shown that using a democratic leadership style leads to greater commitment, more creative problem solving, and improved productivity. The next point is motivating your followers, or motivate your followers. Transformational leaders also provide inspirational motivation to encourage their followers to get into action. Of course, being inspirational isn't always easy. Fortunately, you don't need motivational speeches to rouse your group members. Some ideas for leadership inspiration include being genuinely passionate about ideas or goals, helping followers feel included in the process, and offering recognition, praise, and rewards for people's accomplishments. That is how to become a transformational leader. The next point is offer reward and recognition. Offer reward and recognition. Another important quality of a good leader involves knowing that offering effective recognition and reward is one of the best ways to help followers feel appreciated and happy. It may also come as no surprise that happy people tend to perform better at work. When you are happy, you'll be more productive. So, I'm going to conclude this way. Who says leadership is a one-way relationship. As you work towards developing some of these leadership qualities discussed, don't forget to look to your followers for feedback and inspiration. Pay attention to the things that have been effective in the past and always be on the lookout for new ways to inspire, motivate, and reward group members. Thank you very much. I have a reading assignment for you and quiz as well. It's there. I am very sure it is on your screen now, displayed on your screen. A reading assignment and quiz that can help you, check you, and help you to become a transformational leader. So if you are interested, just let us know. Send a mail to us at info@cascadetransformatics.com or website www.cascadetransformatics.com, and we'll attend to you immediately. We'll send it to you immediately. Thank you very much for listening.
Wow. Thank you so much. That was an elaborate training, and I'm sure our listeners have grabbed a lot on leadership today. So, like we said in our housekeeping rules, that one of the ways to measure an effective learning All right, we still await your questions. You can make use of the chat box below and indicate your name and the organization. But we already have a question here from, okay, we have one question here from Mr. Andrew. Mr. Andrew is asking, he says, my question is, how can a leader fail? Please give some example of that. So Mrs. Rita, over to you.
Can fail if he refuses to develop himself. Leadership, I said, there was a time I was doing a teaching on leadership. I said leadership is not a position. It is an action. So if you want to become a transformational leader, a great leader, you need to educate, educate yourself more, go out for trainings, develop yourself. That will help you to, that will help you to become a great leader, because you will learn new things, and that also will help your followers as well. Secondly, a leader can fail if he thinks he knows it all. You have to develop a team spirit. When I was talking earlier, I talked about a team spirit, listening to others, though you have a final say, but then listen to the ideas of your team, bring it together and come up with a positive thing that can help push your company forward. But if you believe in yourself alone, I'm sorry, it may not really end well. Thank you very much. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Okay, that was also elaborate, Mrs. Rita. Please, Mrs. Rita, we also have another question here coming from Mr. Ukeme. And Mr. Ukeme is asking, he says, okay, Ukeme is thanking you for the training. And he's also asking on how to become a transformational leader. He said, I would like to know if someone can become a transformational leader all of a sudden, or it's a process or has to undergo. Okay, or it's a process one has to undergo. Okay, Mrs. Rita, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Okomeyele.
Thank you, Mr. Okomeyele, for that question. I think I've answered part of your question earlier. Becoming a transformational leader is a process. It just don't happen. It's a process. You continue to build yourself, work on yourself, your strengths, continue to build on your strength, and then on your weakness, you continue to, try to mitigate your weakness and enhance your strength. So it's a process and not just suddenly, no. It's a gradual process. And with that, I'm very sure you get to your destination or your promised land, so to say. Thank you.
All right, thank you once again, Mrs. Rita, for that well and elaborate explanation to the question thrown by Mr. Ukeme. So please, we have a poll on the screen displaying. Can we kindly attend to it as part of our learning process in this training? All right, I believe we have attended to the poll, so we are running out of time to get some more questions or to attend to some more questions. But you can tender your questions, so you can mail us your questions on info@cascadetransformatics.com, or you can visit our website at www.cascadetransformatics.com. So on behalf of the Cascade Transformatic team, I would love to thank you all for attending today's training, and I hope you find the training helpful in becoming a transformational leader. Until we meet again for the next training by 3 p.m. next week, Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your day.